Whatever feelings, whatever attitudes, whatever emotions, whatever insights, whatever evaluations you have, whatever assessments you have, using all of them, where from are they arising? From your own within, from the mind, from the intelligence, from the soul. Offer all of them without exception to the very source. That is called full surrender, full attunement, full identity. Now this is what he is doing here. Mahabali is evincing this kind of a supreme and wholesome attunement to the Lord. Yataha yad eshaha uttama shlokaha yashaha na jihasadi ma hatva enam bhumim hare. If his mission has to be fulfilled, then if necessary he has to kill me and take the earth. Suppose I say I will not give, do you think he will return? He will not return. You are asking me not to give. I have already told him I am giving. He has come to ask for and to get. So can his mission be reversed? Will he go back? Certainly not. So if I say no, he will force me, and the maximum he can do is he will kill me. This is what will happen. Suppose there is thus a duel taking place between us, automatically you will find either he dies dead or I die dead. Can you imagine? When I said this, some of my viewers were asking me, Swamiji, what is it that you said? Is it ever mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam? Well, this is the shloka from the 8th skanda, 20th chapter, verse number 13. Eshava uttama shloko na jihasadi yadyasha hatva mainam hared yuddhe shayida nihato maya. Mahabali expresses his willingness and resolve. Willingness and resolve to kill the Vamana Murti, Mahavishnu. Up to this extent he goes. My dear souls, never have any reservation before God. If there are some wicked elements in you, understand that these elements also are born and motivated by God. And tell God, why did you fill my heart with wicked resolves? Take all of them. I give all of them to you. I don't want to be wicked before anyone in this world, but I can afford to be wicked before you because you are capable of withstanding that and a lot more. That Sarva Bhava Sharanagati should be there. That all-fold, comprehensive, all attitudes together, that kind of a surrender you must have. Sri Shuka Uvacha evam ashraddhidam shishyam anadeshakaram guruhu shashapa daiva prahidaha satyasandham manasvinam. Well, Mahabali is after all a disciple, a faithful disciple in front of Shukracharya, the great preceptor. So when Shukracharya found that Mahabali was very adamant and he was not prepared to heed any advice that he gave, then he said, evam ashraddhidam shishyam anadeshakaram. What has he displayed by his replies, by his attitude? Ashraddhidam. With faithfulness, he is not prepared to listen to either the advice or the admonition or the exhortation of the Guru. Anadeshakaram. A Guru gives a command. What for? He knows that the command is necessary and relevant, and it has to be heard and heeded. When the Shishya is not heeding it, the next step will be Shashapa Daiva Prahidaha. He cursed Mahabali. And Bhagavata puts a beautiful word, Daiva Prahidaha. In cursing him, there is a providential behest, a providential instigation. Satyasandham manasvinam. Whom did he curse? Generally curses are offered to whom? Untruthful people, erring people, wicked people, ignoble people, wrongdoers. But here, Satyasandham manasvinam. The most truthful Mahabali he cursed, Manasvinam, who had so much of control and moderation for his mind, in his mind. So he did not deserve to be cursed at all. But nevertheless it happened. Evam ashraddhidam shishyam anadeshakaram guruhu shashapa deva prahidaha satyasandham manasvinam. I am reminded, I don't know whether I told you, Sri Rama decided to go to the forest. Nobody agreed with him except his mother after about a dialogue, a half an hour dialogue. The mother changed her stand and started blessing him. Go, I don't expect any other decision from you. All the others in the palace opposed. But Rama's resolve only got stronger, denser, more intense. Now here he has gone to the extent of cursing. Who? Shukracharya. Dridham pandidamanyajnah stabdhosyasmadupekshaya machasana yastvam ajirat bhrashyase shriyah. What did he say? These words are very significant. Dridham pandidamanyajnah stabdha asi asmadupekshaya. By disregarding, ignoring and flouting whatever advice and instruction and caution I gave, you have proved your own obstinate nature. You seem to be thinking too much about yourself. You feel that you are the only Pandita, only enlightened person. Others don't have any wisdom at all. Pandidamanyajnah. At the same time you are gravely, colossally ignorant. Stabdhaha, you are conceited. Asmadupekshaya, by neglecting and disregarding us. Machasanaatigo, you are out to transgress whatever I have told you in the way of caution and command. Yastvam ajirad brashyase shriyah. Very soon you are going to have your downfall. All the prosperity, all the position, power, place, pomp, glory, etc. that you have, everything is going to be lost for you. You will fall from it. Evam shaptaha swaguruna satyan chalido mahan. See? Evam shaptaha swaguruna satyan chalido mahan. That high-souled, great-souled, magnificent-souled Mahabali, Satyan Chalitaha. He did not swerve or swing from the path of truthfulness. What is that path? A young celibate ascetic came to him while he was performing a yaga. The entire yaga was blessed. All the forefathers were also liberated. Now he asked for a very small offering, like 3 feet of earth. He said, I shall give. Now the persuasions are, you should not give. So he said, I cannot swerve from the path of truth. I have said from my own mouth that I shall give. Evam shaptaha swaguruna satyan chalido mahan. That great-souled Hari did not swing or swerve from the path of truthfulness. Vamanaya dadavenam architva udagapurvagam. He decided to give, and he gave to Vamana whatever he asked for. But in a very humble and honorable manner. Architva, he first of all worshipped him, udagapurvagam, with water, holy water that was specially brought for the purpose from the household, say Vindhyavali. Vamanaya dadavenam architva udagapurvagam. As I told you earlier, any such gift is not just taken away as if from the shop. The shopkeeper will take something, you pay the money and he hands it over to you. It is an act of sale and purchase. Here giving is not like that. This is freely given, lovingly given, adoringly given. With a lot of devotion and piety it is given. So to register, generate and demonstrate all these feelings, udagapurvagam architva, taking water, worshipping his feet properly, he gave. Vindhyavalis patni jalagamalini aninye kalasham haimam avane janyapam bhrutam. Vindhyavalis tada, when this much was said and every readiness was seen, then Vindhyavali, Mahabali's wife, Mahabali's queen, she brought water, the holy water necessary to perform the ceremonial offer. Vindhyavalis tadagatya patni jalagamalini, wearing beautiful strings of pearls on her neck, well decorated. Aninye kalasham haimam. She brought a golden pitcher full of water. Avane janyabam bhridam. First of all, to wash Vamana's feet again, and thereafter to make the offer. After all, it was not an ordinary giving and taking. The occasion is a very holy one of sacrifice, Ashwamedha Yaga. So befitting with the occasion, Mahabali now gets away from all the conversation, argument, counter-argument, etc. His mind has become very innocent, very pious, very noble, and he wanted to make a beautiful offer, a very ceremonial, sublime and heart-touching offer. Yajamana swayam tasya Srimad Padayugam Mudha Avanijyavahan Murdhni Tadapo Vishwapavani. Yajamana of the sacrifice, who? Mahabali. Swayam tasya Srimad Padayugam Mudha, with a lot of delight, with a lot of satisfaction, with a lot of fulfillment. He took the water. Avanijyavahan Murdhni, washed the feet of Vamana by making him sit ceremonially. And Tadapo, that washed water, Murdhni Avahan Vishwapavani. He sprinkled it, carried it on his head. Now this is the best and the most touching scene. In any ceremony, you may have many other items. Now this is the most touching and most purificatory and sublime act and occasion. So after washing his feet, he took the water on his head. Vishwapavanihi, Bhagavata says, when he washed the feet of Vamana and took the water, that water had assumed a status, Vishwapavanihi, purifying the entire world, the entire universe. Yajamana swayam dasya Srimad Padayugam Muda Avanijyavahan Murdhni Tadapo Vishwapavani. I feel like chanting this line at least 1,000 times. That water is so holy, so purifying, so sublime, so spiritual, and so benedictory. The entire world is going to be purified and blessed by it. That water he took on his head. Everything is over now. Everything is over from the side of Mahabali. The act of giving, he has decided. Now, Vamana has to measure the 3 feet of earth. He has to measure. That is what he wanted. So he has not specified. This is not optionally going to be taken by Mahabali. Now, Vamana will have to say, I place my foot here, there, and 3 feet. When that point came, just see, all of you should be very attentive to listen to what I say. Tadvamanam rupam avardhatadbhutam hareranandasya gunatrayatmakam bhukham disho dyaur vivarah payodhaya tiryangradeva rishayo yadasata madhuvratasragvanamalaya vrudo rarajarajan bhagavanurukramah Kshidim padaigena beler vijakrame nabhasharirena dishascha bahubhi. Aditi performed in her own room, in her own palace, a Payovrata for 12 days in the Phalguna month. And at the end of the Payovrata, Mahavishnu, Lord Hari himself appeared. And he said that, I have to evolve a very special expedient measure to meet Mahabali, bless him also, and fulfill your mission, your purpose also. I have to think about it. That is why he said, I am going to be born of you, and he was born. And when he was born with 4 hands, suddenly it changed into a Vamana Murti. That was one miraculous transformation. The same Vamana Murti now becomes a gigantic form. Tat Vamanam Rupam Avardhatadbhudam. That Vamanam, that dwarf-like form, Avardhata, it went on swelling, swelling, swelling. enhancing itself, Adbhudam, in a wonderful, unbelievable manner, in an incredible manner. Nobody would have thought of it, heard of it, much less seen of it. Tadvamanam rupam avardhatadbhudam harehe anantasya gunatrayatmagam. You know these words, I wish that all of you understand these words properly. Harehe, that Paramakalyana Nidhi, the Supreme Lord, the Lord of sustenance. The entire universe has to be sustained by Him. Whenever there is imbalance, whenever there is iniquity, whenever there is injustice, wherever there is terrorism, all these things He will have to take into account and sustain it. And in the matter of sustaining it, Artheshu Abhijnaswarat, He doesn't want any guidance from anybody. He is self-luminous. He can evolve any measure, any expediency, any time, very dexterous. So that Vamana, at one time he became a Vamana in order to come to Bhrigu. Now being a Vamana, he suddenly becomes a mystifying universal form. Hare, does he have the capacity for it? Yes. Anantasya gunatrayatmagam. Understand that though his body was a dwarf-like body, the power and the presence that were animating that body, that was Ananta, of infinite measure, might, majesty and magnitude. Gunatrayatmagam. The whole universe, the whole creation is a display of the three gunas, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Now this Vamana was carrying all the three in him, Sattva guna, Rajoguna and Tamoguna. Even an atom is born of the three gunas. And the huge mountains and the galaxies also are equally evolved from the same three gunas. So carrying the three gunas, it was easy for him to become a Vamana then. Now it is equally easy for him to become a universal form. Hareranandasya gunatrayatmakam bhuhu kham disho dyaur vivaraha payodhayaha tiryang nrideva rishayo yadasata. His form was so big. Bhuhu, earth, kham, akasha, dishaha, directions, dyauhu, heavens, vivaraha, the subterranean worlds, vivaraha, payodhayaha, the oceans, tiryang nrideva rishayo yadasata. In that universal form, you found all these were situated. Tiryang means the birds, human beings, devas, maharshis, all of them were abiding in that universal form. Madhuvrata Vanamalaya Vrito. At the same time he had that Vanamala, and in that Vanamala a number of bees had come and they were suckling the honey from there. Madhuvrata Sragvanamalaya Vrito Rajarajan Bhagavan Urukramaha. Containing all these things. What? Earth, sky, directions, heavens, even the subterranean netherworlds and oceans, all the different kinds of beings upon the earth, in the heavens, containing all of them. Then the Vanamala, surrounded by a number of bees, and he started shining. Raja. The form was very splendorous, brilliant, stupefying. Rajan Bhagavan Urukramaha. The Lord is considered to be Urukrama. Any kind of a measure and magnitude he can display. Kshitim Padaigena Beler Vijakrame. With such a huge form, only 1 foot he used to measure Beler Vijakrame, the whole Kshidi. Whatever earth Mahabali had under him, all of it was covered by 1 foot of his. Nabhasharirena dishascha bahubihi. The entire space surrounding the earth, he covered it with his body, swollen body, enhanced body. Dishascha bahubihi. And all the directions were covered by his hand. So everything was over. Madhuvratasragvanamalayavruto Rarajarajan Bhagavanurukramah Kshidim Padaigena Beler Vijakrame Nabhasharirena Dishascha Bahubihi. My dear viewers, are you with me? That Vamana suddenly became. How the universe sprang up from the imperceptible, from the indefinable, seemingly nothing. All the planets and heavenly bodies have come out of space, and the space is colorless, odorless, measureless, nothing is there. But all these bodies have come, galaxies have come, our earth also has come. So it is from seemingly nothing that the whole things have come. Here also from the seeming Vamana, a universal body sprang up effortlessly for the purpose of measuring what he asked for. Padam dvidiyam kramadastri navaitridiyaya tadiyamanvabi. Padam dvidiyam kramadastri. Now he has to take his second foot. Where did he place? Trivishtabam, the entire Indraloka, which Mahabali had usurped, driving away Indra and the others. The whole region he measured with his second foot. Padam dvidiyam kramadastri navaitridiyaya tadiyamanvabi. All the things that Mahabali possessed were already enwrapped, covered by the 2 feet. And for the 3rd feet, there was nothing left. Vedavyasa says, Tadiyam Anvabi. Are you imagining? Do you have the power of imagination? Not even a speck-like atom was left to be called mine by Mahabali. Mahabali had nothing else. Even an atom was not surviving, was left. There was no remainder at all. Navaitridiyaya tadiyamanvabi. What I would like you to think is that, understand, nothing in this world belongs to you. Nothing. 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 You may have a house or a flat in a big city of India. What of it? The earth doesn't belong to you. Then how can a house in Delhi or Bombay belong to you? I always say, does a flat belong to you or you belong to the earth? Earth is holding you by virtue of its gravitational pull. We belong to the earth. Everybody is held by the earth. Do you hold your flat? Certainly not. The flat is resting upon the earth. The earth is surrounded by space. And the whole universe is sustained by an ineffable presence and glory. We all belong to it. Never say something belongs to me, belongs to me. You belong to something else. So he was completely dispossessed. The sense of dispossession is what Srimad Bhagavata cultivates, instills, preserves, strengthens, intensifies and fulfills in every devotee. This is the real wealth of man, the feeling of dispossession. The feeling of dispossession. This is called renunciation. Renunciation is not physically abandoning anything. It is eschewing from the mind the sense of possession and possessiveness. Urukramasyanghriruparyuparyatho maharjanabhyam tabasah param gataha. When Mahabali had not even an atom left along with him, the foot was still growing. Upari. It went on, rising, transcending. Altogether, how many worlds are there? 7 higher worlds are there. Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha, Mahaha, Janaha, Tapaha, Satyam. These are the 7 worlds. So Mahavishnu's second foot, it started growing. It has already entered into and gone beyond Maharloka, Janarloka, Tapasaha Param Gadaha. That Tapoloka also it has transcended. And there was nothing left for Mahavishnu. Maximum Mahabali could have thought of only Bhu, Bhuvaha and Suvaha. Here Mahavishnu has already measured and his foot is growing transcending, even reaching up to the Satyaloka. Athatarksha sudo jnatva virat prabhuchikirshidam babandhava arunaih pashaihi belim sautye ahani kradau. Athatarksha sudo jnatva virat prabhuchikirshidam. When it came to this much, after all, what is this? Mahabali has been completely subdued. He has nothing to say. So it virtually became an assault, an encounter, an attack. So Tarksha Sudaha, Garuda, the vehicle for Mahavishnu, coming to know his master's intention, Babantha Varunaih Pashaihi, Belim Sautye Ahani Kradau. Just like a yaga is performed on the day the Soma juice is to be offered. In the same manner today, after all, you can say Mahabali's sacrifice is going to be fulfilled because Mahavishnu has blessed him, though it was seemingly a kind of an assault or an attack. Babantha Varunaihi Pashaihi. He suddenly arrived, and with Varuna Pasha, the noose of Varuna noose, he Babantha, he chained him, tied him. He tied him and kept him firmly. Kradau. Sautye Ahani.